Hi, my name is Kimberly Tran. I'm going to be running for the position of president for KUVSA. So I'll be in my fourth year here at the University of Kansas, and I'll be majoring in visual communications. So I'm running for president because I believe that I can help continue the work that VSA has done for our Vietnamese community in and outside of campus. And I think I'll be able to work well as a responsible leader for our next e-board to help put in the effort that is needed to help our organization grow. And although I don't have any prior experience to being president, I have served on VSA's e-board for 2 years now, one being PR chair and the other vice president. And being the vice president has given me multiple opportunities to be in a leadership position for the other e-board members. And along with that, I am also closely connected to the previous KUVSA presidents and also presidents of other organizations that I'm willing to ask help and advice from if I ever needed it. So I want to be able to use my previous years of experience being on the e-board to improve our organization, bring in more fun events and meetings, and also work to provide an environment where our members can feel comfortable and a sense of community being in. Because VSA was the organization that brought me the greatest memories of college and also super great friends and a sense of belonging on a campus that was so large. And I also want to be that person that can supply that fun environment for our members, whether they're new or old. And for being in VSA for so long and having my continued passion for this community, I feel like I have that energy and the good ideas to help further VSA and also give our general members the best experience they can possibly have. So for the upcoming school year, I'll also be involved in KU Prototype, Sigma Alpha Iota, and I'll be working as a marking student at the Watson Library. And then finally, how I plan to manage my time in this position. I made it my responsibility to prioritize my academics, work, and other organizations that I'm involved in. I consider all these to be very important, and so to focus on each of these, I have cut back the number of things that I am involved in for this upcoming school year, because I understand that being president will require the utmost dedication and time, not only to help myself, but also to help the rest of my e-board members. So with that being said, I plan to manage my time by setting deadlines for myself well in advance, and also the rest of my members, possibly on a shared calendar, and also create an agenda that'll keep us accountable and organized and orderly, which could look like a timeline for the year or semester, and also meeting notes made prior to these e-board meetings, because I think having order will allow us to work more efficiently and come out with even more progress. And then I also believe that a large portion of managing my time will be to make sure the rest of my e-board members are doing well. So I'll make it my responsibility to check on everyone, either guide them, offer any advice or support, or just ask how they're doing. Because if the board is managing their time well and staying on top of the tasks, it'll keep VSA moving more smoothly, keep me on my toes, and make my job being president a little bit easier. And I'll also ask for them to keep me accountable because I won't be perfect all the time. So to count for all this, I'll try to set aside time, whether it's 2 hours or even more. That's it. Thank you. Hi, it's Kimberly again. This is going to be the second part. I'm answering the second part of the questions for running the position of president. So how I plan to increase VSA member participation and retention for this upcoming school year. I want to work on actually implementing a family program. It was in the talks last year, but we never fully went through with it. And I think having a family program will be extremely successful in keeping that member retention up, because with families, members will be able to create those close-knit relationships with other members, whether it's old or new. And then also, when they're going to meetings and events, they'll have that familiar face to like go to or feel comfortable hanging around with. And then also with the family program, this is like easily transferable into other opportunities for events, such as maybe family Olympics or even family dinners. There's just so much opportunity that can come from this. So qualities that I see in myself that would make me a good fit for this role. I'm a good listener in an environment where it can be kind of intimidating to share. I think it's important for others to know that their opinions and thoughts are valuable and that they're being heard. And I also want the people that I'm working with to know that they're always included and to feel acknowledged. So it would be my first priority to make sure that they're physically and mentally doing well. And then second, I'm extremely passionate for VSA. I think our organization still has a lot more to grow from, and I'm excited to do that work. And we're also in such an important position here at KU to bring awareness to our culture, and I think it's also important that we don't forget our roots at all, and that we keep continuing to share that with others. And then third, I'm an adapted person. I've worked with many people, many groups, whether it's with the last two e-boards or with VO1's marketing e-board, Sigma Alpha Iota'S e-board, or working with like clients, with my design peers. It's a lot of people, but I think I understand the position of being a team player. And every board that I've served on and worked with, all the groups of people have been very different, and I've worked well with all of them. And so because of all these experiences, I think I'll also do well working with this e-board as well. And do I have any ideas to improve meeting structure? So I think the structure for our meetings in the past have been great. I don't think it won't be a problem keeping this kind of structure, but I think it's a matter of bringing in more variety into the meetings and events and keeping it fresh for our general members to keep their interest in. So I want to try to implement in more like Vietnamese American versus just Vietnamese cultural aspects so that our members are always learning. And then I'd also like to bring in some discussion topics that our members could talk about, because I think it's extremely important for us to keep being educated, to stay aware of the world around us, especially if it's personally affecting us or involves us in any way. And then I also want to work in bringing games that keep the members active, maybe games that are different or never done before, or whether it's working together in groups or keeping them just on their toes. I think it'll be helpful to make sure all the members are always doing something and feeling involved. How I plan to deal with conflicts within the board if it occurs. I plan to get it resolved as soon as possible, because the board can't continue doing their work if they're uncomfortable in the situation, if there's any tension within the group. So I would have those that are involved sit down together, with me being the mediator, to get to the root of the problem. I have no experience with being a mediator or a counselor whatsoever, but I'll try my very best to put biases and personal opinions aside and to listen to both sides of the stories. I believe that conflict is normal when working with other people, especially when all these people have very different personalities, but I want both sides to be heard, and in the end, I just would like the problem to be solved and be able to move forward, whatever the outcome may be. And then for me, the properties of good teamwork, I think always being encouraging and supporting of one another, because it's always nice to feel validated for like your work or to feel welcomed by others. There can't be good teamwork if we aren't there to help one another during our good and bad times. And then communication is always key. Always key. Because it's always important to be verbally clear and to state what's on your mind, which can be very difficult sometimes. I have this problem too. But I think realizing that the rest of the members on the e-board just want the best for you, I think realizing that will help us open up to one another. So yeah, that is all of my answers to the questions. Thank you.